how quickly can you pick up the chords to a new jazz standard? Could you say sight read a chord chart, or is it going to be hard for you to find or play those chords? Now, one way I overcame this problem and improved at the rate at which I could learn the chords to a new standard is simply by learning common chord progressions that are the building blocks of jazz standards and practicing them in all keys. And I'm going to show you how you can practice like that with the minor 251. Now, the PDFs from today's lesson are available, link in the description below, as well as a link to my Patreon page. Now let's get on to it. Now, the most common progressions we encounter in jazz are the major 251, so D minor 7, G7, C major 7. So ugly sister, the minor 251, D minor 7 flat 5, G7, C minor 7. And then another one would say be the 1625. So in C that would be C major 7, A minor 7, D minor 7, G7. Now, before we work on practicing progressions like that in every key, we need to make sure the foundations are there first. So one thing I really wouldn't want for you is to practice this and not understand it. So first off, where does the minor 251 come from? Well, chord progressions come from scales. This is a minor based progression, so it's going to come from a minor scale, like the A minor scale. If I harmonise that scale into chords, we'd have the following chords. Chord 1, A minor 7. Chord 2, B minor 7 flat 5. Chord 3, C major 7. Chord 4, D minor 7. Chord 5 theoretically should be E minor 7, but in practice is E7. Chord 6, F major 7. Chord 6, G7. Back to chord 1, A minor 7. So we're chiefly interested in the 251, that being B minor 7 flat 5, E7 to A minor 7. Now, if you took other minor scales, it would work in exactly the same way. Another essential foundation to have is to really appreciate the sound quality of the chord progression. It's not just places you put your fingers, it is a type of sound, a certain type of movement. And I always think of chord progressions as journeys, and we start on very shaky ground here. It's a chord progression that's lost and needs to go somewhere. I mean, you wouldn't want to finish a song on that, on the 2. When we go to the 5, the tension's ramped up, but it feels like it's pulling us somewhere, as dominants like to do, and we get that sense of resolution. Things are okay when we get to the 1 chord. Listen. And it's really important to appreciate the movement, the quality of the movement. The other thing that's important about that is really the fact that if we did that in another key, say D minor, has the same sound quality. Here it is in F minor. Every time, whatever key I play in it, the journey is the same. Yes, I'm playing different chords, but the quality of the movement is the same. What I'm stressing here is don't let practicing a chord progression in 12 keys just be a muscle memory exercise. There's of course a degree of that happening to help you be able to play these chord progressions reliably, but the sound is incredibly important too. Now, there are countless, what feels like sometimes limitless ways you can play this progression. Where do we start? I think bare minimum is being able to play it starting from the E string and starting from the A string. That requires reliable knowledge of the notes on these 2 strings. I have included that on the PDF. Now, when I worked out the chords to a 251 in A minor just a minute ago, we had the following chords: B minor 7 flat 5, E7, A minor. Now I'm going to give you the following 2 routes to practice that you can practice in every key. And these are 2 routes starting on the E, moving to the A, and then moving back to the E. Second route, starting on the A string, moving to the E string, and then back to the A. Now, practicing these standard routes will help you with muscle memory and just being able to locate the progression under pressure and quickly. But let's find those notes, B, E, A, and show you those routes. So, first route, starting on the E string, fret 7, there's the B, for the root of the 2 chord. Then we move to the A string for an E, which is the root of the 5 chord. We move back to the E string for the note A for our root of the 1 chord. Now the second root starts on the A string, B on the A string, fret 2. And then we could get E on the E string, open, and A on the A string, open. Now, for those of you that have played jazz guitar for a little while, probably know that open strings for chords are not so common to be used. So we're going to go up, higher up the guitar here, fret 14 for the B, on the A string, fret 12 for the E on the E string, and fret 12 for the A on the A string. And then to attach the chords to it, the first root we would have B minor 7 flat 5, which is a 4-note voicing. It's got the flat 5 on the top, that really intense note, to I'm going to use a 3-note voicing of E7 because it's nice and straightforward. The E7, the dominant off the A string, to A minor 7 off the E string. So, again, listen to the journey, and just, you know, remember that root pattern, that ba, ba, ba. Now root 2, we'd use this shape for the B minor 7 flat 5. And I appreciate some of you, if you don't have a cutaway, this might be difficult, but in other keys this root would be good, which I'll come back to in a minute. To E7, 3-note voicing off the E string, to A minor 7 on the A string, 3-note voicing. So our two roots are root 1, start on the E string, move to the A string for the dominant, move back to the E string for the 1. Root 2, start on the A string for the 2 chord, move to the E string for the dominant, the 5 chord, move back to the A string for the 1 chord. Now I teach those two roots because it's closely bunched up together, rather than say here's a B, here's an E, here's an A, which would involve a lot of jumping around. There's two very close together root movements, if you like, which you can follow. The shape might help you as well to remember. One thing I will say is in certain keys and on certain guitars without cutaways, you may find root 2, say, or even root 1 in a certain key or on your guitar, it might be difficult. That's why you've got two places to play it. So I'm probably going to guess that in the key of A minor, most of you prefer root 1 to root 2. Root 2 does sound a little bit different because it's higher up the guitar too. I like both, but I'd probably find myself using root 1 in the key of A minor. You'll get experience of this as you play and practice the chord progression in all keys. So practice considerations at this stage. Yes, I want you to be able to play it in every key, but make sure you can do it reliably in one first. So A minor, where we started. To begin with, don't worry about playing in time, playing to a metronome, just play in free time. Get used to and be consistent with what fingers you're using, and make sure you've got all the notes of the chord ringing out and other strings muted. Just listen to the sound of the chord and appreciate it. I think that's the 2 chord, that's what it sounds like. E7 to A minor 7. That's root 1. Let's try root 2. I like that strum, then pick the notes individually. To A minor. Then I'd introduce a metronome when you can reliably do that. So I would start, not with swing rhythm, but by just playing a sustained chord for each bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, root 1, 2, 3, 4, E7, 2, 3, 4, A minor 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it ring for the next bar, then we're going to go to root 2, E7 next, going to A minor 7. Eventually bring in the swing rhythm, or another rhythm of your choice. So that's root 1, I'm going to go to root 2. Now there's several ways you can practice chord progressions in different keys. You can do, say, a chord progression in tones, semitones, in thirds, but the most common way that you'll encounter is playing in fourths. And what that means is, if we've just done it in A, just on our hand very simply, count musical alphabet 4 away, A, B, C, D. So the next key we're going to do is D minor, so that would be our 1 chord. Now there's an easy way to understand this and to appreciate what key's going to come next, and that is the circle of fifths. So here it is on the screen. So here we started at 12 o'clock with A minor. We're going to work counterclockwise, so that's moving in fourths. So we're going to do A minor, then D minor next, and then you do G minor after that, and so on. So you're going to practice this in every key with root 1 and root 2. As you go through every key, I would suggest playing every position twice. And what will happen over time is you will learn to have favorites for certain keys. You may find, say for instance, that the minor 2-5-1 in G minor, you prefer playing root 1, say for instance. Now I'm going to show you how to play one more key, naturally D minor, and then I'll show you how you can figure out how to do it in the other keys. Now one of the PDFs that I've made is this chart which shows you the chords for the 2-5-1 in all keys, but it doesn't tell you where to play them. And I've done that deliberately because I want you to think about that and figure that out, because that's really going to help your learning and your retention of this chord progression. But I'll show you, let's see how we figure out the progression in D minor so that you can then do the same for the other keys. You'll see on the chart in D minor the 2-5-1 goes E minor 7 flat 5, A7 to D minor. The 2-5-1, minor 2-5-1, that is, in D minor. So going back to, you know, notes on the E and the A string, we need to find root 1 and root 2. So we need to find the note E, starting with root 1, that would be on the A string. E, yes, it is the open string, but let's go to that as a fretted note, which would be at fret 12. Which, so if you remember, root 1 went B, and then the A was on the string down on the same fret. A is just next door, fret 12 on the A string. And if you remember the root pattern, root 1, D is going to be 2 frets lower, fret 10 on the E string. So here's root 1. Root 2, E on the A string is fret 7. Then the A on the E string, fret 5. To D on the A string. So root 1, root 2. And if we put our shapes to that, we'd have E minor 7 flat 5, chord 2, A7 chord 5 to D minor, chord 1. Root 2 would be E minor 7 flat 5, A7 on the E string to D minor 7 on the A string. I think I prefer root 2 in this key. But again, good to practice both, and after that it's okay to have favourites. Because a certain song you're playing, it might make sense to go to root 1, or it might make sense to go to root 2. It just depends on, you know, where you're coming from. So I think what we should do next is play it in 2 keys, and we've got the 2 roots that we can do it in. So we're going to do root 1 first, and then root 2. I'm going to do B minor 7 flat 5, E7, A minor in both places. Then we're going to move to D minor, E minor 7 flat 5, A7, D minor. So here's the metronome. I'm just going to play sustained chords. So root 1, B minor 7 flat 5, E7, A minor. So 1, 2, 3, 4. To E7. 2, 3, 4, A minor. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go to root 2 after this next chord. So B minor 7 flat 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. E7 off the A string, E string, sorry. To chord 1, A minor 7 off the A string. Do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then E7, A minor 7. And then next key, D minor 7. So then we're going E minor 7 flat 5 off the E string, A7 off the A string, D minor 7 off the E string. And again, 2, 3, 4. A7 coming up next. Now root 2, E minor 7 flat 5 off the A string, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, A7, 2, 3, 4, D minor 7. We'll do it one more time. 2, 3, 4, and A7. And then looking, back to my chart, you then go to the next key, and so on and so on. Now I feel like I've laid the groundwork for you there to be able to figure out in other keys. Now, if you want some help with this, on my Patreon page today, I've posted a practice along video where I go through all 12 keys and shout them out and kind of guide you through it. That's available on the 2nd and 3rd tier of my Patreon page, link in the description. If you'd like to learn more about the 251, I have also written an ebook on the major 251. There's also a link to that in the description, but just leaves me to say thank you for watching, staying to the end. Please leave a comment if you've got a question, I'll get back to you. Thank you to all of my patrons and everyone that donates to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Jazz guitar lessons every Wednesday. Until next time, you take care.